Austrian Airlines cancels flights. I will tell you why in this episode. Other topics are London Heathrow, strikes are coming. Then British Airways pimps their service. Then we have an EASA notice for all A350s, which is a little bit different than normally. Now we are talking about safety in aircrafts on the toilet. Another topic we have to discuss about is unruly passengers. We have two cases which are striking, one in the US, one in Europe where the aircraft had to return. I have a video for you. And as the last topic, we will have for you the deal zone deal of the day with Finnair to Asia. My name is Lars. I'm here to bring you more miles, more points, more status, and of course, all the news from aviation. Please subscribe to the channel, support us, and we will see where our journey will bring us. I do have a German channel as well, and it is a good tradition that I'm there for you to help you with all your travel needs and questions in regards of miles, points, and status. For this, we have the number here. Yeah. Send me a WhatsApp message and we can get in touch, or you use the comments section and then we will answer your questions. So let us start with the first topic, that is Austrian Airlines. Flights are cancelled. That is unfortunately not the first time. It happened the last weeks as well, that Austrian Airlines had to cancel 12% of its daily schedule as 36 flights could not fly, and that is just the first batch of cancellations, maybe depending how long this union meet-up will last. The employees are talking and want to discuss to get more salary. The trade union meeting on the matter commenced at 9 o'clock local this morning, and they have rejected the proposal from Austrian Airlines to increase the wages by 12.3%. And of course, it doesn't apply to all of the employees because some workers would be closer to 10 than to 12.3. But to be honest, 10%, that is a really, really big bite in the apple, to say so. This said, of course, we had just strikes in Germany. The people who have been over the weekend in Germany maybe realized that on Sunday the show started, and they are still discussing and negotiating. We are waiting other strikes. The cockpit of Lufthansa, they have still discussions going on, but they cannot strike, I think, until July. Then the cabin crews are again due to get a new contract early 2024, sorry. And that is unbelievable what country Germany got to. For me as a German, it is very difficult to understand and comprehend what is happening there, because we were laughing about Italy, we were laughing about France, but now we are overtaking them on the left lane and having the blinker on and say, flashing lights, we are coming, we are more ridiculous than anyone else. This said, let us move to the next topic, and that is London Heathrow Terminal 5 security staff strike on March 31st. So we are not, as Germans, the only ones. And it will be a very hectic time during the Easter travel. The people who are striking are the screening, and so the stranded passengers and their luggage are set to go on strike, also affecting cargo operations. Cargo is for us not such a big deal if we are not waiting for packages from somewhere. But for us as passengers, that would be unfortunate. But like always, it can happen that these strikes are called off last minute, as the negotiations are moving on. The British do it differently than the Germans. The Germans go just on strike before they negotiate. The British are doing it just as an announcement why they strike. British Airways, who is using Terminal 5, is of course affecting us as we are One World members with Finnair, or if you are a Starlines member, it's not such a big headache for you, but most likely we will be affected too, because people then are moving on to other airlines. Let's say it this way, strikes are always a complete useless thing in our opinion, but for the workers it is important to stand up for their right. If we agree on the 10%, like in Germany, or 12.3%, or Austria it was 12.3%, hard call, but sometimes we have to deal with this. And unfortunately it's during Easter vacation, so stay tuned if the strikes are moving on. But the British are giving us good news. Yes, British Airways is giving us good news in regards of the wines, and they will bring sparkling wines to Club World. Yes, that is for a lot of people, of course, important. But when you look behind the scenes, it's not such a good thing, because what they are serving you in the business class is not anymore the champagne from France. It is a bubbly. And it can be English sparkling. They call it carefully selected by BA's Master of Wine. Yeah, that said, good news for some if they didn't like the champagne. For someone like me, I'm not drinking champagne on a regular basis. Even you see maybe my Dom Perignon bottles in the back, or other sparkling things I have, but they are sold already because I'm not drinking them. Yeah, unfortunately it is the first class were not allowed to cost more than €6 per bottle. That is the reason. That is, of course, reducing the prices of British Airways. The press release was kind of an April's fool, but unfortunately it is not. And what should I say? Airlines are trying to save money and trying to squeeze us for more money. This is still an interesting thing which happened, and that is something which I think is unprecedented to say. All airlines are asked by EASA, that is the German or European Commission for, like the FAA, they are in charge of the aviation safety and airline safety. And they said that all Airbus A350 have to go under a restroom or toilet check, yes, as there's corrosion on the floor. And that can be that the lavatory models are not anymore as safe standing as they should be while you are doing your business. Kind of interesting situation. I think it's funny. And the classic A350-900 has 8 of those toilets, and this has to be done very fast and soon. Airbus has for the A350s 900 and 350-1000s their SOP, and there's an inspection and repair procedure already in power, and the first check has to be done within the next 6 months, and the other ones can postpone it up to 36 months. Just be careful when you go on the toilet in the 350. Maybe it's not as secure as you think. And now we have something which is kind of challenging to watch. And a Delta airline passenger blows the emergency slides and then slides down and runs off the tarmac. And the plane was waiting, and then he's even going to one of the cars. But watch it yourself. I have the video for you here. There you can see it. And as you see with the proceeding, the slide blew up, the passengers running out. And it was said that the passenger was sitting in the in the aft part of the aircraft, which is in the back, and then running forward and opened the door. And as the doors were already activated, they were deployed the slide. Video footage of the incidents has since been leaked by aviation insiders, showing the passenger, like you see, rolling and then going to the cart, and that is something which is unfortunately completely crazy. That was Delta Air flight DL1714, which was scheduled to depart at 10 a.m. on Saturday, and the aircraft was waiting in the queue to take off when the passenger got up from his seat. It's unbelievable. The flight didn't depart Los Angeles. Actually, it happened in Los Angeles, just that we know which flight it was, until nearly 2 p.m. and arrived in Seattle over 3 hours later. The passenger was reportedly not formally arrested and was instead transported to a local mental health facility, and that is most likely the best choice, as you cannot be really saying if you are doing this. The aircraft was on holding to taxi for takeoff when the passenger exited the aircraft and was initially detained by Delta staff ahead of being arrested by local law enforcement. That is the official wording. And interestingly, I did read somewhere to the cost. Somebody said that with 747, when you have to replace the slide, it costs you $75,000 US. In this case, and he said when somebody deployed by mistake the slide on the 747, that luckily nobody did slide off, because when you slide off it cost $50,000. So this one was only $25,000. $25,000 if deployed and they can just fold it. $75,000 if you did slide down, then it has to be checked, and is a really lot of money. As we always try to have a deal for you and to have for you other informations, there's still one information. Oops, that is too early. There we have to go backwards. Now you saw the deal zone deal of the day, but first we have to bring you another incident from KLM, which was flying. It was a 777 from Amsterdam going to Calgary in Canada, and the aircraft had to return as a unruly passenger was losing his temper, and unfortunately the number of incidents is kind of increasing. I have no idea why it is. If it's the heat, but it's not warm, so I don't know what the problem is. It is just crazy that people lose their mind, and that is what happened. And this incident on the flight KL 677 on Sunday with the registration Papa Hotel Bravo Quebec Bravo, was airborne, and when they were over Iceland, the crew decided to return to Amsterdam because the passenger had to be fixated at the seat, and he completely went cuckoo, and then he had to be put in restraints. And the reason for his outburst is not known, but the crew saw it as the most safest procedure to do to return to Amsterdam after 5 hours. The police took him in custody, and 7 p.m. the plane could go back to Canada. The delay was 6 hours. Unbelievable if you see that. If you say, if you see the incidents, it is absolutely incredible, because 96% of all incidents which happen is just that people they cannot keep their mouths shut and talk about things, and they try to get into the cockpit, or they try to stab cabin crew, which happened as well, and that is absolutely not happening and not good. Anyways, the problem, to get this problem somehow hold of course, there are no fly lists, and Delta and other airlines did it during COVID, that they had no fly lists. My opinion about it is that no flight list shouldn't be for a lifetime. It should be kind of 5 years, 10 years-ish, and then you can appeal, and then you can go in front of a committee and maybe show that you had been mental problems and that your mental problems are solved. But here, I would like to have your comments, and that is a question of the day. Should there be lifetime bans? And if there are lifetime bans, should be there a kind of an appeal process, or should it be just the word of the cabin crew who decided you are on the list? Now we want to end this show on a nicer note. There you see our deal zone deal. The deal zone deal we have today is the fare from Finnair, and this fare is starting in Paris in Charles de Gaulle. There are no restrictions right now. The price is approximately 2,250 euros. And for that price, there are no limitations. And there is a little nice hidden gem in this fare, because you have one free stopover permitted in Helsinki. Unfortunately, the ticket is not refundable. Changes are not permitted. And it is a business class fare. Unfortunately, it is with no checked luggage, seat selection, or lounge access, as it is one of the light fares we have. Now you ask yourself, hey, how many miles do I get? How many points are included? And this question I will answer you immediately. I will give you my screen and then you see it. Actually, here it is. The distance would be 1,181 miles, 4,916 from Helsinki to Bangkok. So it's together 15,928 miles. That is something which is, of course, wonderful and good. But then you see, how many points do I get with Finnair or with other airlines when I collect them? I will give you the where to credit as well. And we will load that immediately. And then I will share my screen. I don't know how much data they are transferring. You see, they have privacy and transfer. I comment. So here we have it. And let's go up. When you see the routing in an I fare would be Bangkok, Helsinki, Helsinki, Charles de Gaulle. So then you have American Airlines with 18,272, 700, difficult. It's 18,272 for American Airlines Iberia. Cathay Pacific, 15,230, like Sri Lanka, British S7, Alaska, Malaysia. Airlines is 1,282. And Royal Maroc is 1,182. Qatar is giving you 9,138. Japan Airlines is giving you 8,528, and 3,046 is LATAM. And of course, and that is something we have often with, that is the wrong, with where to credit. You have 0 miles with Qantas, as Qantas is accruing miles differently, and Finnair is giving miles as well differently, because Finnair has the zones. So please look it up, and where to credit is always to take with a grain of salt. It's just giving you a rule of thumb, and you can always check with your own airline how many you get. Thank you for watching Frequent Traveler TV with our episode today. Over 15 minutes. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your loyalty. Thank you for subscribing to the channel, hitting the notification button, the bell, and for your comments. Looking forward to hear from you. WhatsApp. I'm always checking that my finger is right and not going too high. And looking forward to see you for our next episode tomorrow. I'm trying to be daily going out with the latest news. If you have any advice or any other things where you say that I should send comments or whatever. So thank you for that, and see you tomorrow for the next episode. Thank you. Bye.